Living with greater ease. 9 practical strategies to enhance our capacity for acceptance in daily life. Acceptance is a common term in spirituality, personal growth, and self-help, often presented as the key to overcoming challenges like fear, anxiety, confusion, or feelings of lack. We frequently hear advice like, just accept your circumstances, and you will find peace. But how exactly do we do that? Despite its widespread use, the concept of acceptance remains elusive for many. People may agree with the idea in theory, but when confronted with real-life problems, they often struggle to understand what true acceptance looks like in practice. The word accept is simple, yet it carries profound implications. It's not about passive resignation or merely tolerating discomfort. True acceptance goes beyond a surface-level agreement with reality. It involves a deep inner shift, an opening to life as it is without resistance. For many, the difficulty lies in distinguishing this deeper acceptance from mere complacency or avoidance. So how can we move from intellectual understanding to embodied acceptance? How can we not only talk about acceptance but actively cultivate it in our daily lives, using it as a tool to navigate challenges with grace and resilience? The key lies in deepening our practice, shifting from seeing acceptance as an abstract or theoretical concept to something that can be cultivated and lived, moment by moment, in the small details of our everyday experiences. At its core, acceptance involves 2 interconnected steps: receiving and integrating. Receiving is an act of openness, fully acknowledging emotions or situations without judgment or resistance. It's like standing firm in a river's flow, allowing the water to pass over you rather than trying to block or divert it. Reflect on this. Simply standing firm in the current, letting the water flow past. When you're able to do this, you create the space to experience whatever comes, no matter how challenging. The second step, integration, is about absorbing and processing the experience, allowing it to pass through and transform us. Instead of pushing the discomfort away, we let it be fully digested, ensuring it doesn't linger as unresolved tension. If we fail to integrate, emotions or events may remain lodged within, creating inner turmoil. These 2 stages, receiving and integrating, are like yin and yang. One without the other leads to imbalance. Receiving without integrating leads to overwhelm, while trying to integrate without fully receiving results in suppression. True acceptance is an active process that allows us to engage with life's challenges and grow through them. For a deeper understanding of true acceptance, I recommend watching my previous video titled, "What is True Acceptance?" In today's video, I'll focus on practical ways to expand our capacity for acceptance in everyday life. If this topic resonates with you, don't forget to like, save, and stay tuned. So how do we apply this concept of acceptance in our daily lives? How do we move beyond theory and into practice, where acceptance becomes a guiding force that can be used to meet the challenges we face? Let's explore some practical, concrete ways to cultivate and strengthen this dual process of receiving and integrating, helping us to live with greater ease and flow. 1. Awareness. Recognize resistance. The first step in enhancing acceptance is cultivating self-awareness, especially in relation to resistance. When faced with difficult emotions or challenging circumstances, our natural reaction is often to reject or resist them. We may try to suppress feelings of anger, sadness, or fear, viewing them as negative or unhelpful. However, this internal struggle doesn't resolve the issue. It often intensifies our discomfort and creates a cycle of tension. By identifying this resistance, we begin the process of true acceptance. The key is to observe the urge to resist and recognize it as part of the human experience. For example, imagine you're in a traffic jam, running late to an important meeting. Frustration rises, and the mind starts resisting reality with thoughts like, "Why is this happening to me? I can't believe I'm going to be late. In this moment, ask yourself, am I resisting this situation? Am I trying to control something I can't change? Simply acknowledging that you're caught in resistance creates space for a shift in perception. You can then step back, detach from the emotional turmoil, and focus on what's within your control, your reaction. This practice of awareness is liberating. Instead of being consumed by the tension, you allow yourself to observe it, creating a mental pause that opens the door to acceptance. Over time, this habit can transform how you navigate life's daily challenges, from the small annoyances to the bigger obstacles. 2. Shift focus to the present moment. One of the biggest barriers to acceptance is the mind's tendency to dwell in the past or project into the future. Anxiety often takes root in thoughts about what could go wrong, while regret keeps us locked in what we should have done differently. These mental loops can become exhausting, as they prevent us from engaging with the present reality, leaving us disconnected from the peace that is available in the now. Shifting focus to the present moment is a powerful antidote to these mental traps. When you focus on the now, you reclaim your power, freeing yourself from the emotional weight of past mistakes or future uncertainties. A simple yet effective tool to achieve this is mindful breathing. For example, imagine you're preparing for an important presentation at work. Anxiety starts to creep in, filling your mind with thoughts like, what if I forget my points? What if they don't like my ideas? This barrage of what-ifs pulls you out of the present and into a future filled with imagined scenarios. In this moment, pause and take a deep breath. Feel the air as it moves through your nostrils and fills your lungs. Exhale slowly, paying attention to the sensation of the breath leaving your body. By anchoring yourself in this simple act of breathing, you shift your awareness back to the present. You are no longer bound by the anxious thoughts of the future. You are simply here, now. This practice of mindful breathing reconnects you to the present moment, where acceptance becomes natural. In the present, there is no need to wrestle with what has already happened or with what may come. You can simply allow things to be as they are. This shift, though subtle, empowers you to respond to life with clarity and calm, rather than react from a place of fear or regret. 3. Reframe your perspective. A powerful way to enhance acceptance is by changing how we interpret the challenges we face. When adversity strikes, it's easy to fall into a negative mindset, viewing the situation as something to be feared or resisted. We may think, why is this happening to me? Or this isn't fair. These thoughts can trap us in a cycle of resistance, making it nearly impossible to find peace or solutions. However, by reframing our perspective, we open ourselves to a more empowering view. The key to reframing lies in asking yourself questions that shift your thinking from victimhood to growth. Instead of fixating on the discomfort or unfairness of the situation, ask, what can I learn from this? Or, how can this challenge help me grow? This shift helps you see challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities for personal transformation. Imagine, for instance, you've been passed over for a promotion at work. Your initial reaction may be disappointment or frustration, focusing on how hard you worked and feeling unrecognized. But by reframing the situation, you might ask, what can I improve? Or, how can I use this experience to become better prepared for the next opportunity? This new perspective can turn what seemed like a setback into a valuable lesson in self-development. Another example is when we face a personal loss or hardship, such as a broken relationship or a health challenge. While it's natural to feel hurt or defeated at first, reframing the experience allows you to shift your focus. Instead of dwelling on the pain, you could ask, how has this experience made me stronger? Or what new insights or compassion has this brought into my life? Such questions help transform your experience from something purely negative into a catalyst for growth. Reframing doesn't magically eliminate the difficulty, but it opens the door to acceptance by transforming your relationship with adversity. By viewing challenges as valuable teachers, you become more resilient and open to the lessons life offers, allowing acceptance to arise more naturally. 4. Focus on what you can control. A major barrier to acceptance is our tendency to fixate on aspects of life that are beyond our control. We often get caught up in worrying about how others will react, whether circumstances will align with our expectations, or if outcomes will unfold as we hope. This focus on the uncontrollable leads to frustration, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness, making it even harder to accept our situation. The antidote to this is to shift your attention from what you can't control to what you can. Instead of trying to manage external factors like other people's behavior or unpredictable events, redirect your energy to the elements that are within your sphere of influence. This might include your attitude, your emotional response, the actions you take, or the way you choose to interpret the situation. By doing so, you regain a sense of agency and empowerment, which naturally supports the process of acceptance. For example, imagine you're dealing with a difficult situation at work where a project isn't progressing as expected due to external delays. Instead of obsessing over factors like the market or your colleagues' decisions, things you have little control over, you could focus on your approach to the problem. You might ask yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? Or, how can I adjust my attitude to reduce stress? By concentrating on proactive steps, you can regain control over your experience and shift from resistance to acceptance. Similarly, in personal relationships, we often struggle with acceptance when we try to control how others act or feel. However, you can't control another person's thoughts or actions, only your response to them. Instead of trying to change someone, focus on managing your reactions, communicating clearly, and setting healthy boundaries. This shift helps reduce frustration and leads to greater acceptance of the relationship as it is, rather than how you think it should be. In essence, acceptance becomes much more achievable when we focus on what we can control. This mindset shift empowers you to take constructive action and release the futile effort of controlling the uncontrollable, paving the way for greater peace and acceptance in any situation. 5. Integrate difficult emotions. True acceptance goes beyond simply acknowledging emotions. It requires fully integrating them into our experience. Often, when faced with difficult emotions like fear, sadness, or anger, we tend to respond in two ways. Either by suppressing them in an attempt to avoid discomfort or by becoming overwhelmed and consumed by them. Both of these responses create inner turmoil and make true acceptance elusive. Instead of trying to control or escape from emotions, consider them like waves in the ocean. You cannot stop the waves from coming, but you can learn to ride them. Just as waves rise and fall, emotions ebb and flow, and they too are a natural part of life. When challenging emotions arise, practice allowing them to exist without judgment. Don't label them as bad or something to be avoided. Instead, observe them with curiosity, as you would any other experience. For example, when you feel sadness welling up, instead of trying to push it away or drown in it, simply notice it. Where do you feel it in your body? What thoughts accompany it? By bringing gentle awareness to the emotion, you create space for it to be felt fully, without it taking over your entire experience. This act of mindful observation helps to integrate the emotion rather than letting it control you. It's important to remember that emotions are temporary. They pass through us like clouds drifting across the sky. By allowing emotions to move freely without clinging to them or suppressing them, we create a healthier relationship with our inner world. Over time, this practice of integration helps us develop emotional resilience. We learn to accept even the most difficult emotions as part of the rich tapestry of life, recognizing that they do not define us, nor do they have the power to control our lives. In essence, Integrating difficult emotions is about letting them flow through you, giving them permission to exist without resistance. This acceptance of emotional complexity is key to finding peace within, no matter what emotions may arise. 6. Embrace imperfection. One of the most significant obstacles to acceptance is our desire for perfection. We often hold onto the belief that life should unfold exactly as we envision it, with every detail aligning perfectly with our plans and expectations. This pursuit of an idealized version of life can lead to constant frustration and disappointment, as reality rarely conforms to our precise specifications. Embracing imperfection is a vital step toward genuine acceptance. Life is inherently messy and unpredictable, full of unexpected twists and turns. When we relinquish the need for everything to be flawless, we open ourselves to experiencing life as it truly is, imperfect yet rich and full. This shift in perspective allows us to engage with life's natural ebb and flow with greater ease and grace. For instance, consider a project at work or a personal goal you've set. If you're fixated on achieving a perfect outcome, any deviation from your plan can feel like a failure. However, if you adjust your expectations and accept that the process may involve imperfections, you'll likely find greater satisfaction and resilience. Recognize that challenges and setbacks are part of the journey, and that each imperfection offers an opportunity for growth and learning. Embracing imperfection doesn't mean we abandon our aspirations for improvement or success. Instead, it means approaching our goals with a sense of understanding and flexibility. We can strive for excellence while acknowledging that setbacks and imperfections are part of the path. This mindset allows us to navigate difficulties without becoming disheartened, fostering a more compassionate and accepting attitude toward both ourselves and our circumstances. By letting go of the relentless pursuit of perfection, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration and disappointment. We come to appreciate the inherent beauty in life's imperfections, recognizing that they contribute to our unique experiences and personal growth. Embracing imperfection enables us to live more fully in the present moment, accepting life's unpredictability with open arms. 7. Practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is a cornerstone of true acceptance, beginning with how we relate to ourselves. It's easy to be kind and understanding towards others, but when it comes to our own mistakes and imperfections, we often fall into a pattern of harsh self-criticism. This inner critic can undermine our self-acceptance and make it difficult to extend the same kindness to others. To cultivate self-compassion, start by treating yourself with the same care and understanding you would offer to a close friend. When you encounter a setback or make a mistake, pause and ask yourself, would I speak to a friend this way? If the answer is no, then choose a gentler approach. Acknowledge your human fallibility and offer yourself words of encouragement and support. For example, imagine you've made an error at work that has resulted in a missed deadline. Instead of berating yourself with thoughts like, I'm a failure or I can't do anything right, try responding with self-compassionate thoughts such as, I made a mistake, but I can learn from this experience and do better next time. This shift in inner dialogue helps to alleviate the stress and self-blame associated with errors, allowing you to address the situation with a clearer and more positive mindset. Self-compassion involves recognizing that imperfection is part of the human experience. By embracing your own flaws and treating yourself with kindness, you build a stronger foundation for accepting others and navigating life's uncertainties. This practice not only fosters a more nurturing relationship with yourself, but also enhances your ability to engage with the world in a compassionate and open-hearted manner. Over time, as you consistently practice self-compassion, you'll find that it becomes easier to accept the unpredictability and imperfections of life. This approach helps you maintain a sense of inner peace and resilience, making you better equipped to handle challenges with grace and understanding. 8. Allow life to unfold. A crucial aspect of acceptance is relinquishing the need to control every detail of our lives. Much of our suffering arises from our attempts to force life to fit our expectations and desires. This constant striving for control often leads to frustration and disappointment when reality fails to meet our predetermined plans. Allowing life to unfold involves trusting in the natural progression of events, even when they diverge from our expectations. It's about embracing the flow of life and letting go of the need for rigid control and certainty. This doesn't imply passivity or inaction. Rather, it means engaging with life's challenges and opportunities with awareness and clarity, while remaining flexible about the outcome. Consider a situation where you're planning an important event, such as a vacation or a significant project. You've meticulously planned every detail, from schedules to activities, only to face unexpected changes or disruptions. Instead of becoming stressed or frustrated by the deviation from your plan, try to adjust with an open mind. Embrace the changes as part of the experience rather than obstacles to be overcome. For instance, if your vacation plans are disrupted by bad weather, rather than resisting the situation, explore alternative activities or simply enjoy the unplanned downtime. By accepting that life doesn't always follow our script, you open yourself to new experiences and opportunities that may not have been part of your original plan. Allowing life to unfold means acknowledging that we cannot predict or control every outcome. It's about acting with intention and purpose while remaining adaptable to whatever arises. This approach fosters a greater sense of peace and ease, as we stop struggling against the natural flow of life and instead move with it. By releasing our attachment to specific outcomes and embracing the uncertainties that come our way, we cultivate a deeper sense of trust and acceptance. This shift in perspective enables us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater resilience and grace, finding contentment in the journey rather than fixating on a predetermined destination. 9. Act from acceptance. Acceptance is often misunderstood as mere resignation or passive endurance. However, true acceptance involves an active, engaged approach to dealing with life's challenges. It means acknowledging reality as it is and making informed, empowered decisions based on that understanding, rather than succumbing to wishful thinking or denial. When you approach a situation from a place of acceptance, you're more likely to take practical steps that address the real issues at hand. For example, if you're facing difficulties in a work environment, acceptance doesn't mean resigning yourself to dissatisfaction. Instead, it involves recognizing the specific challenges you're encountering and taking proactive steps to address them. This might involve having honest conversations with colleagues, seeking new solutions, or adjusting your expectations and strategies based on what is feasible and realistic. Consider a scenario where you're struggling with a project at work that seems overwhelming. If you resist or deny the problem, you might waste time and energy hoping it will resolve itself. However, by accepting the situation as it is, you gain clarity on the specific obstacles you're facing. This acceptance enables you to devise a practical plan of action, perhaps breaking the project into manageable tasks, seeking assistance from a mentor, or adjusting your approach based on feedback. Acting from a place of acceptance means you're responding to life's challenges with grounded, realistic approaches. This not only helps you navigate difficulties more effectively, but also fosters resilience. When you accept what is, you're not paralyzed by denial or fear. Instead, you're empowered to make thoughtful decisions that reflect your true circumstances. These practices of awareness, presence, reframing, and self-compassion, when consistently applied, can greatly enhance your ability to handle life's inevitable ups and downs with greater grace and understanding. Acceptance becomes an ongoing practice, not a one-time event. By continually integrating these strategies into your life, you create a foundation of resilience and ease, enabling you to flow more harmoniously with life's natural rhythms. Conclusion: living with greater ease. Acceptance is more than a passive response. It is a dynamic engagement with life's unfolding reality. It's not about resigning ourselves to fate or merely enduring hardships with a stiff upper lip. True acceptance involves aligning with the natural flow of life, embracing its inherent unpredictability, and acting with clarity and intention. When we cultivate a deep awareness of our resistance, let go of judgments, and embrace life's inherent imperfections, we open ourselves to a more profound sense of peace and resilience. Acceptance allows us to navigate the ebb and flow of existence with grace, turning challenges into opportunities for growth and understanding. In embracing this practice, we don't just tolerate life's ups and downs. We learn to flow with them, finding freedom and tranquility in the midst of chaos. By recognizing and integrating our experiences, both pleasant and painful, we build a foundation of inner strength and adaptability. Ultimately, acceptance is a powerful tool that empowers us to live with greater ease. It transforms our relationship with ourselves and the world, allowing us to face life's unpredictability with an open heart and a clear mind. Through acceptance, we discover not only the art of living but the essence of true freedom. That wraps up today's video. I hope you found it helpful and insightful in expanding your capacity for acceptance. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you have any questions or thoughts on the topic, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd be delighted to discuss and explore these ideas with you further. Before you go, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Sharing it with your friends and family would also be greatly appreciated.